Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good afternoon everybody. Militia Man and Crew, just wanted to say hello, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Looks like this weekend's weather, it just turned, and so the fall's coming. It's finally coming, I guess, but a little bit of snow in the weather forecast, and hey, change is good. So hopefully we have the change that we're looking for at any time. This article here is called Industry Confirms Success by Signing 4 Investment Contracts for Strategic Industries. They go on to say on Wednesday that the launch of the 256 investment opportunities that were through 3 conferences, they basically could confirm that they had a success for signing 4 investment contracts in strategic industries. And when we think of strategic, I think they're talking about, obviously, minerals. They can be for strategic purposes. Okay. It says the Ministry of Industry held those 3 conferences. They said the first conference held about 31 investment opportunities. The second one was about 90 investment opportunities. And the third, at the International Forum for Industry and Mining, that was about a month ago, they had 135 investment opportunities that were presented. It says their, quote, their ministry's vision regarding the conferences is to present private investment opportunities in a transparent manner to the media in the presence of investors, businessmen, and investment companies in order to review all investment opportunities related to the Ministry of Industry and Minerals. So 256 different opportunities that people have around the world to come in and start helping Iraq negotiate and do her private sector. The presentation of offers for these industrial opportunities was obviously by the investors, the businessmen and investing companies. It says the ministry succeeded in signing a number of participation contracts on the basis of these conferences that it held in previous periods, and a number of participation contracts were signed for important strategic industries in the presence of the Prime Minister, including a contract to establish, rehabilitate, and develop a refined sulfur production line in the Nineveh government area. It says it was the Mishraq #1 field with the capacity of 1.5 million tons annually of refined sulfur production. Then there was a contract. That's a lot of sulfur, you guys. 1.5 million tons a year. That's big. It says then there's also a contract was signed to produce fertilizer. It was a project in Baji and also Abu al-Qassab, fertilizers in the Basra government. A contract was signed for the glass and refractories construction project in Ramadi and the sodium carbonate production project. And it says there the foundation stone was laid this year, that the expansion of the sodium and chlorine factory project was started as well. They talk about these contracts. They came as a result of the conferences in the mining industry, of course, and the offers that were presented in that last conference are being studied now, and the best ones will be selected, they say. So look, these guys are at a stage of getting ramped up for production, for the construction and reconstruction efforts of the country like they've never seen in modern history, I believe. The new era that they're coming into is coming upon Iraq, and let's hope that they have a previous era takeoff in a real effective exchange rate to help boost that private sector and industrial capacities that they have going. The Ministry of Finance signs Japanese loan contract. So we're still talking about contracts. At least they are. It says that there was a loan contract for the Basra refinery development. It's the 6th payment. It says here that the implementation of what was stated in the ministerial program, which focused on the necessity of supporting borrowing for investment projects with economic feasibility, and in completion of what the Iraqi government began in terms of economic cooperation with the Japanese government. It says the Iraqi government began borrowing from the Japanese side to finance the Basra refinery development project, and basically indicates that this is considered one of the largest investment projects financed by an external loan. So people have always asked, well, how are they paying for all this at 1,310? Well, they're not. They've got private investors that come in and they get that started on their situation, their money. It says the sixth phase was signed in implementation of what was stated in the federal general budget law and the deficit financing tables for the year 2024. So what we're watching for is the investment side of the 2024 budget. And here they're talking about something to the effect that they have the financing tables for the year 2024 that came from the Cabinet Resolution number 24805 of 2024 for the Basra Refinery Development Agreement in the amount of 60 billion and 40 million Japanese yen, equivalent to about $380 million. That's just about $500 million, boys and girls. Expressing her hope that it will be the last phase in a series of phases that were signed during the previous years, as completing the implementation of the project phases smoothly will contribute to activating the participation of the private sector in the energy industry in Iraq and providing job opportunities for the Iraqi people upon its completion in the near future. So it says they reached approximately 93% on the ground, and it's hoped that the civil works will be completed and a trial operation will begin early to mid next year. And here's another example of activation of the private sector. There's a mention of the finance tables. We heard that. From where? The 2024 budget. It's interesting that it's being talked about. It just means, or it must mean, the investment side of the budget is starting to be exposed, and we have to see if that even takes place, when it takes place, because that's something that will probably have to be a public exposure. So could it be in the coming days? We sure will see, okay? So we have some other things that we'd like to talk about, and those are going to be today projects, because we have contracts, we have projects, we're going to have finance, you're going to have all that stuff, exactly what the country is going to be doing. They're going to be opening up to the world, and they're going to have to act like it, and that's where we believe that 2024 budget investment side has something in it, because they've been hiding it for so long, it seems like, but now maybe they're ready to go. So here's the Turkish trade minister visits Iraq to discuss the development road project with Sudani. This isn't the first visit, but it sounds like it's coming to a head. The Turkish foreign minister, his name is Omer Balat, is scheduled to pay an official visit to the capital of Baghdad tomorrow, which is Monday, and they're going to continue discussions on the vital development road project. He adds that the meeting will witness discussions of infrastructure, superstructure projects with the development road project, which links the Gulf states and the Iraq country with Turkey and Europe. So Prime Minister al-Sudani will be expecting these guys to arrive tomorrow. It says the agreement aims to enhance cooperation regarding the strategic development projects. Now, if you guys remember back in April 2024, Iraq, Turkey, the UAE, and Qatar all signed that quadripartite agreement for the development road project. So keep that in mind. So this strategic development path project, based off those 4 countries, will work to establish the necessary frameworks of implementing the project. So they're gearing up, getting ready to rock and roll, according to the statement, at least by the Prime Minister's office. Rock and roll is my whole thing. Strategic project of the development road is expected to contribute to stimulating the economic growth and strengthening regional and international cooperation relations, as it will achieve economic integration and sustainability between the East and the West. So clearly projects are definitely on the focus. These are going to be ongoing. The total amount, they estimate that the development road project is going to be, as I think everybody's heard it before, but it's $17 billion US dollars, which about 6.5 billion will be for the expressway, 10.5 billion for the electric train, and all of these things will be completed in 3 phases. The first phase will be ending in 2028, so it takes time to build all this stuff out. The second will be 2033, and then the last will be 2050. And by that time it's all said and done, the jump start is about 100,000 jobs. That's a lot. You create 100,000 good-paying jobs. That's going to be the downside of that is that every good quality job needs support jobs. So for every 1 good job, you might need 4 more people to have a job. So that right there, 100,000 jobs could be upwards of 400,000. That's a 500,000 jobs. Okay, and then at the end of the day, they say that by the time it's all said and done, they'll have created about 1 million jobs, paying jobs. Therefore, that's a lot of people to put to work. Upwards of 4 million people. If that holds true, that's a lot of people. So basically, this guy's coming. Looks to me like to finalize, put the finishing touches of that quadripartite budget or agreement. Forgive me. And basically, they're just addressing the fact that it's a vital development project. It's got a lot of importance to the region, and so surely tomorrow will be an interesting day. So let's see what happens, see what they talk about. I'm assuming Samson, as she gets up and starts seeing what's happening, and tomorrow we'll probably have some news on that. That'll be good. We have an article that's here. It's from the Prime Minister. Again, it's about projects. It says the Prime Minister stresses the need to complete 2024 projects before their end. It says that Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani on Saturday, which was yesterday, it says they need to complete these 2024 projects before their end. It says while 35 new service projects were approved to be attached to the projects of the same year. If you guys want to study this topic and listen to an audio in patreon.com/MMANDCREW. You can come in, scroll down in the Patreon forum. You'll find that there's an audio, sit rep, and Pompey Peter describes some of this stuff in his opinion. It's a good audio. Thank you, Pompey Peter. Thank you, Samson. By the way, I want to thank Gigi for doing fine work, and I also want to thank our IT guy for saving me yesterday. We had a little problem with our XRP room, and anyway, they told me to stay off the buttons. So from now on, I will. But anyway, and by the way, since I just mentioned XRP, I hope you guys all realize that XRP is related to the Iraqi dinar for cross-border payments, and that's going to be something that we'll have to watch to see how related they are in the future. But you can see that the price movement of XRP in the last couple of weeks has significantly changed to the upside. And the volume, I think the dollar volume yesterday, just on one platform that I was watching, was over $1 billion traded in XRP. I think the total amount globally for the day was about 22 billion. So obviously there's interest in XRP. So take that into consideration, and that we have that is in our Discord, our vibrant Discord chat room. Just get educated on it. It's not no advice from us, but we just give information, and you guys can decide. And just, you know, if you ever need professional help, then that's something you should seek. Okay. It says here that those, 35 new projects. It says the need to complete the 2024 projects before their end. It says the projects must be implemented in accordance with high standard technical specifications in order to provide the services to the citizens in a qualitatively and distinctively manner, if you will. So ultimately, you guys, this suggests that there is some finer touches to the 2024 budget that need to be made in addition to what has been done or in the works already. The new projects at this late stage of the development cycle and their budgetary constraints, it appears that there would be a need for monies to pay from out of that 2024 budget to pay for the additional projects to be considered, and having they've already been considered or funded, we don't know yet, but we're going to find out. Projects do take time for planning, and at this time, you know, think about it. Pricing variables have to be considered. They're talking about giving 10 days in this article. 10 days to be able to pull this off, and within that 10-day period is fascinating because they're going to have them funded. That's the way I feel. So 10 days for complete projects that are qualitative and distinct, specific for the citizens. I think they're going to need to make a move. And that's what we believe comes from what we've been seeing of late. Yeah, so it says 35 new service projects were approved to be attached to the 2024 projects, which are immediately implemented within that 10-day period. You got to just think, wow, okay, that's pretty powerful. So come in and check that out if you guys want to. Take a listen to Pompey Peter and enjoy it. Calm, soothing, and well put. So check that out. And so we're going to go into a different little topic range. And this woman, Al Kassab, she says that Iraq is able to achieve plurality of financial revenues, multiple. So it says a specialist in economic affairs, Nuri al-Hassab, and that's Hura Nuri al-Kassab, forgive me, called on working hard to achieve diversity in the country's financial resources. She goes on to say that Iraq's continued dependence on oil to cover the country's public expenses needs a serious stance to move the productive and service sectors and make them more productive. What she's talking about is non-oil revenues. Al-Kassab says that the elements of achieving multiple financial revenues are available in Iraq, and this important direction that changes the shape of the national economy can be worked on. So ultimately, she's warning, and she warned of, the inevitability of making the capital cycle rotate in a local framework, and this leads, when that's done, leads to maximizing money within the labor market and enhances the reality of the economy. So moving to the non-oil revenue streams is going to be good. It says here that, in my opinion, the vehicle of Iraq's economy has been reliant on oil for a very, very long time. Now, there has been a shift to show how many gears her economic engine and how many spokes the wheels have. So all of these things are coming together from different angles and non-oil revenues, if you will. So the non-oil revenues are the upgrades to this vehicle that will drive Iraq into the future. That's how I see it. This is big. It's the beginning, and financial plurality is important with financial revenues. So obviously they have a focus to opening up to the world, engaging that private sector, and having the non-oil revenue streams coming from the private sector. That's what's going to make this place, like I said, rock and roll. The President of the Republic stresses, so this is Rashid, to the Governor of the Central Bank, Al-Alaq, the necessity of developing a future strategy for financial policy. So it says the President of the Republic, Abdel Latif Jamal Rashid, on Sunday this morning, stressed the necessity of developing a future strategy for the financial policy. It says that the President of the Republic received at the Baghdad Palace the Governor of the Central Bank, Ali Mushan al-Alaq. So the President of the Republic meeting with Alaq today, which is good. During the meeting, plans were reviewed to reform and develop the government and private banking sector and support the work of the central bank to enhance financial stability and achieve economic development. I'm just wondering if they had a real effective exchange rate being tossed about today. We'll have to find out and see. The President stressed the need to develop a future strategy for financial policy according to clear, transparent standards that contribute to developing the services provided to citizens and building a solid banking sector. It really does sound like the electronic platforms is what he's talking about, because they are going to be transparent. And the new blockchain technologies is going to be definitely transparent. Digital currencies in the world, they're going to be transparent. That's just the way they're going to roll, and that's the way it's going to work. So there's likely a good reason these two met today, in my opinion. The President would need to know clearly and concisely the next move forward with the central bank that is taking towards enhancing the financial stability and economic development of the country. So all of these things, in brief, you guys, this weekend are fascinating. Yesterday was a busy day. Today is another somewhat busy day to the respect of the quality of the information that's coming out. We had contracts we talked about projects, and we talked about financing. All of those things are what is going to drive this private sector. And one of the main things for that economic stability is going to have a strong, viable, internationally acceptable currency. And that's why we're here and invested in this. So take it seriously, enjoy your day, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the next couple days. Whenever they do, we'll be here to share it with you. And thank you for being with us at Militia Man and Crew. All of us appreciate your help, your donations, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, all of those things do wonders to bring this in just about 7 days a week, you guys. It's awesome. But hey, if you like my content, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you soon. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much appreciated. Thank you so much and have a great day.